guys, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be giving you features, top tips, amazing things that you can do on your iPhone 10 and using the iOS 12. So if you haven't updated yet, update, because some of the top tips and features in this video you need the iOS 12. Some of them you don't need it, but it would be better off if you had it. And if you've got the iPhone 10, you need the iOS 12 for sure. So I am loving my phone. I've had it for a few days. I am loving it. I think it's fantastic. I am an Apple fan. I'm an iPhone fan. So if you're not, be kind in the comments below. Always be kind. That's the best thing. And yeah, give me your opinions. Give me your thoughts. I spent a long time on this video doing all the top tips because I love doing it and I am obsessed with my phone. I'm obsessed with technology. I've always been above with technology, but I let it slip once the kids were here because it's a pricey thing to do. So I'm back involved with my iPhone 10 and I am loving it. I'm going to keep this intro really short because this is a long video, but thanks for joining me. If you're new here, I'm Michelle, I'm Lightning Lass, I'm 37, I'm a full-time carer for my mum, I look after my kids, but they've just went to full-time school, so I'm feeling good. And yeah, I love Elvis, I love beauty, I love unboxings, and I've already put my iPhone 10 unboxing up on Monday. Go and have a look. If you're new to this channel because you're here for tech's not a massive part of it, it is beauty related. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, that'd be fab. I will be reviewing the Nintendo Switch because we're getting them for Christmas, so I'll review that in a few months time. So if you are here for tech and you want to stay with the channel, that will be coming up. Just ignore the beauty posts that come up. If you're here for beauty, I hope you can still enjoy this video as well and you're a tech head too. That'd be awesome. Alright, thanks for joining me, take care of yourself, and I will see you on another video soon. Bye! Okay, so this is the phone and this is the iPhone 10. Now I'm going to just show you a little bit about it before we crack on. So obviously this is the size and the look of the phone. Now we don't have the little bit on the top that we used to have on the older iPhones. They are gone. We now have a side button and your volume up and your volume down. And that little one there is just put your sound on and off. So that is what we've got on there. So we're first going to look at opening your phone using your face. So your Face ID. Now before you would have a home button. The iPhone 10 misses the home button. It no longer has a home button. So if you can see, that fits the screen the whole way. Obviously mine doesn't just now because this picture, I haven't elongated it, it just fits there. But there is no home button down there. Dun dun dun! Now it's seen my face, so I'm going to have to lock it again because it's seen my face. I'm going to try and come around here so it doesn't see me. Right, now you can see there it's got your lock, your padlock there, so that is locked. Now it needs to see my face, so I'm just going to come in and try and let it see my face. Okay, so if you've seen that, it's seen my face and it opened up. So you slide up to get into it using the Face ID. Now, Face ID can be used for a few of the apps. At the moment, it's being used for Halifax app and the Lloyd's app. So I won't log in because obviously there is sensitive data on there, but when you do that, see how it's getting the Face ID? Right, I have to take you away now. So that is how it works, it takes you in. The TSB one doesn't have one. It didn't let you do the fingerprint either. Halifax and Lloyd's has been letting me do the fingerprint on my SE for a long time, whereas this one hasn't, and the iOS 12 hasn't changed that. Okay, so this morning I had a few problems with the Face ID and it wasn't recognising me in the sunlight. So I'm going to put in a little video now. And this morning in this light, so when you have to squint your eyes like this, I'm putting this segment in now over the top of to do with opening up your phone using Face ID. Now this morning it wasn't recognising my face and it was taking ages to recognise, and I was like, oh, this is stuff, it's not working. So I just kept trying, and now I've just came out of the doctor's and I'm walking home and it's super duper bright, the exact same as it was this morning, and it's working now. So a load of videos that I've watched is sometimes, well, I think it was iJustine really. If you want to watch her videos, they're amazing. I'll put them in the comments down in the description bar below, sorry. She was saying that it takes time for Apple, or for your iPhone rather, to clock onto your face, and it just gets better and better and better at looking at your face and knowing what your face looks like. As we get more upgrades and updates, I'm sure the Face ID will become even more evolved. So number 2, and that is the Animoji, which I think is just really, really cool. So there I'm having a little conversation with my friend where she was expecting an answer from Pebbles, and I said, oh, and I answered it with this one. Oh, sorry, you miss her now, do you? But a bee had chased me in the middle, so I got sad, and then she thought I had wind, and I thought, yeah, I really do have that too. Anyway, so you go onto your iMessage and you pop down into the Animoji part, and that's with the little monkey there, and it looks just like this when you go onto the normal bit. It's just underneath, and then you tap on there. And then you have, and I made hers, so she's supposed to be me, but then there's lots of other Animojis that you can be. It goes on and 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 on. Hello, how are you? I am a robot. And then you can listen to that then. How are you? I am a robot. And then you can either send that to the person or you can replay it. Hello, how are you? I am a robot. And it takes it bigger if you pull down or pull that up. Now I wish that we could save that because I don't want to send that to Jackie now, but I wished I could save it, so that's a shame that I can't, and I can't find anything to tell me that I can. I'm sure... How are you? I am a robot. I'm sure there is an option for that and I just haven't seen it. But anyway, we'll delete it now. And then there's this one here. So I'll just show you that again because I did it quite quick. It's just over here on the little camera. You click on that. Click on this little thing here and there I am. And then you can add an Animoji onto the top of somebody. So such as me. It just needs to see me. So there I am. And yeah, that's really good. And then you click there and you can take a picture and then you can share that, but I've now shared that to Jackie, so she's going to be randomly thinking, why are you sharing that with me? Right, okay, so they are Animojis. I would love to have these on the WhatsApp, but I haven't seen them, or on the Instagram, but I'm sure they will come with further updates, or they may be available now and I've just missed it. Okay, so number 3 is there is no home button. So as you can see here, this is my home screen and there is no home button, as you can see. It's a full on screen right around. Now, what you need to do then is all about the swiping. So there you've swiped up and then you can swipe these that have been in my... So I've been looking at all of this morning. Right? Now, then you can pull down from the top, and that gives you your control center, and that's got all the little bits in here. I will speak to you later on about the control center and how you add these little things. And then you just swipe back up, and then from this side you swipe down and you've got your notification center. And yeah, if you're on so when you're there and you come back onto it and it sees my face, as you can see that was quite time consuming. It's not as quick as when it was with your fingerprint. It's definitely not as quick. So anyway, there we go, and you're going to swipe in, and that's how it works. Now if we went on to YouTube, sorry, and we're on YouTube and I see some of my lists, I've got lots of iPhone unboxings that I love, you would just swipe back out, and this is something that I have been absolutely loving. So there's live collage, and that's how I just put pictures together. I'll collage them like that. You can just swipe right out, and I just really like it, and I actually prefer it to the home button, and it's something that I think is genuinely one of the best things about this phone. I just love it. I love the swiping motion. And so if you go onto Instagram and you're having a look through your Instagram and then you swipe back off because you want off, you can get a home button, and you can then bring the home button up by 3 clicks on this, and the way you do that is you go along to settings, you head on in to general, down to accessibility, and then right down to the bottom where accessibility shortcut, and then on here you can pop it in as assistive touch, and that is it. Swipe out, and then 1, 2, 3. You have got the home button, and it always goes to default, so you can pop it down there, and that gives you notifications, things that you can do with that. So for example, if you're in live collage and you've got the home button there, you can then just press the home button and take you home. So I don't use it, I don't like it that much, but you can pop it anywhere around the screen. Bring it back down if you're missing the home button, but it kind of gets in the way when it's down there really, because look, it's in front of your text and I don't like that messiness, so I don't like that. But it can give you Siri, custom, notifications, device, control center. So if you click on that, you'll get the control center and then you're back home. So if you 3 click here, it's gone. So that's good. Okay, number 4 is the amazing camera that's involved in the iPhone 10. So here is our camera, and it's pretty awesome. So you have, you can zoom in, zoom out, so that's the first thing you'll see when you pull into it. So you've got your standard time-lapse, slow-mo, video, photo, portrait, which is where the real cool bits come in, square, which we've always had, and which is panoramic. I don't use that as much. Now, portrait, you can come in with lots of different ones. So you've got studio light. I'll just set it down here a little bit easier. You have studio light, contour light, stage light, and stage light mono. Now, if you've just been watching my video, you'll have seen that I messaged Jackie a random picture of an emoji, so she's mailed me back. So yeah, there's lots of things to choose from. I'm going to do one video on the camera showing you some shots, so I will do another video of that because this would take up too long of a time. For your photo, I wish it's really standard. You've still got your live, so you can take your live off or keep your live on, and then you've got your flash, you got your timer, which I use tons of times all the time. I love it. So you press on that and it gives you a countdown. It's amazing. And then you have your colours that you can pick, so you can go along and pick different types of colours. So all of them are still available on the photo. Okay, so I'm going to take you to portrait, and you can see me in stage light. So we need to get us in, and as you can see, this picture has came out with the black taken out of us, which is just such a nice thing. Now obviously you can go to this picture and you can edit, and with that you can change how it is. So isn't that fabulous? So it doesn't need to stay like that even though you took the picture, because it's actually nicer like that, although I am looking a tiny bit rough in this one. But anyway, that is how you work it, and you can keep that picture like that then. The video function for this one is, I'm thinking in default, so it's 1080, and but if you go onto video around here, so you have to go back into here and you would go to camera, so all the way down to camera, and then here you can see you could put a grid on it, and you can scan QR codes now. So if you see a QR code somewhere, the camera will scan it, so I've said to allow that. Record time, you can have these choices. Now there's 720, 1080, 1080, 4K, 4K, 4K. Now all of these take up more space in your memory, so that is something to think about. I've set 1080 HD at 30 frames per second for my filming, and I think that's what it is for the front facing camera, and that's by default, I'm hoping. Hey guys, so just had a little bit of info when I was watching all the manuals on how to use the camera, and I was worried about how you get the front facing camera. Is it default for the 1080? Now I've just found out that if your rear camera, so the camera on the back, is 1080 HD at 60 frames per second, then your front facing camera will mirror that. So if you put it to that for your rear camera. Then obviously your front camera is going to be mirroring this. So that is the highest that the front facing camera can go to. So that is what I'm going to keep my rear camera on. So that is what I'm filming for all my videos in the future. Okay, so number 5, another cool thing with the iPhone 10, but it isn't just the iPhone 10, it's actually with the iOS 12, and I had it on my SE, was screen time. So you pop onto settings, and then you pop down, or up rather, you pop up to, I was already down there, on screen time, okay, and then it's going to give you your screen time for the day. Now it's 2:35 and I've been on it since 6 and we've had 5 hours, but I have been trying out a test on the battery life, so that is why this has been a little bit too crazy. But on there you can find out what you've been spending the most time on. If you've been in entertainment, which I have, on YouTube I've spent 2 hours this morning, nearly 2 hours on there. Facebook 48 minutes, camera 25, messages 17 minutes. Shows you how many pickups you've had per hour. Mine's is decreased because I've watched YouTube videos, so I haven't been picking up my phone. And then notifications, who's had the most notifications. So I've had lots from Instagram and messages, and that's every hour that I'll update. So screen time is a really cool thing, but you can also limit your screen time by organising some downtime, and that is set a schedule for time away from the screen during downtime. Only apps that you choose to allow and phone calls will be available. Okay, the next one is the emergency call, and this is the most important of all. It's so important, and it's a really good function to have on an iPhone, and it's so good for people to know about. So you go along into your settings and then you pop down onto your emergency SOS, and that'll explain everything to you. Right, so if you press and hold these two, you are going to have this. So you can have emergency SOS, slide power off, and that takes you to the health app. So that's by pressing them together. Now, because I have asked it to do, I'm saying yes, I want you to do that. If you click on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you are going to call emergency services. Now we don't want to do that, so we're going to stop calling. But so we'll just get back to the screen, and it's going to have to ask for your passcode, and it won't let you in with a Face ID, and that's just for security reasons, so you have to put in your passcode. Okay, so we're back now, and so you press this 5 times and it's going to phone right through. Now that is asking whether you want it to automatically call it, and I have said yes. And you can set up emergency contacts in your health app so that they can be contacted also. Now you don't need to have a countdown sound, and it might be a good thing not to have a countdown sound because you don't want to alert any attackers or anybody that's bothering you, because if you've got a reason to phone that in a secret way, then obviously less noise is the better. But I'm going to keep that on just for when I'm filming and doing things like that, because I'm not in a tricky situation just now. Now, because this is an updated phone, this for iPhone 10 will show you this. You will have different things first. Just say the iPhone SE, which is what I had before. You'd be pressing this one up here 5 times. So go and have a look on your settings, emergency SOS, and have a little look around. Set up some of your emergency contacts and get yourself safe. That little bit of safety in your pocket is always an extra bonus. Okay, the other thing now with our iPhone 10 is the different screen. Now, because we don't have a home screen and it's a bigger version of it, bigger screen, you still have to get your camera in here and your little thingamabobs up there. Now, to do that, they have created a notch, which is here, and it can be quite annoying if you're watching something on YouTube, for example. So just say we're going to watch, I'm going to just go into something with me so I don't have any copyright issues. So I'm going to head on over to my channel and I'm going to pop onto my latest video, and this is how it can look. But you can also drag it along and make it full size, and this is where the notch comes in, because this little thing here is taking in part of your screen, and it can maybe be a little bit off-putting if you're watching a movie, you're missing that little bit. But if that's the case, then you can just bring it down into the original mode, and that is how the original iPhone would be, how you'd be looking at it anyway. It has not bothered me one single second. This phone is waterproof up to 1 metre, The new phones that are coming out are going to be waterproof up to 2 meters, but this one is 1 meter. They are not insured for water damage, so don't test it out. Because I am not an iPhone channel or any kind of technological channel, and I won't be getting a free one, I am not going to be putting this in water today, but I believe that that's the case, that it is waterproof. You can watch some videos on that where they're diving into pools, like Justine for example, so I'll pop her video down in the description bar below and you can watch that where it proves that the iPhone X can pop into water and still work. Okay, the next one is battery life, and battery life is pretty good on this phone. I'm at 26%, but as you could see before in my last bit, my screen time is unbelievable today. So we've had 5 hours and 19 minutes and I've used up quite a bit of battery. Now, that's still not amazing, and I know that there's other phones out there which have a lot better battery, but compared to my SE, which was my last phone, this is unbelievably good, and I have not needed to charge it today, and I have watched a ton. I've been crazy on it because I'm testing the battery for a further video. On a normal day where I'm not as much on my phone, I think this will be an amazing battery save. So the next one is I'm going to talk about the screenshot. Now on the old iPhone SE and old phones before that, I would say the 6 and the 7, you will have had the notch up here, so I don't know how to call it, the little button that you would turn your iPhone off. It would be up the top of your iPhone. Now we don't have that anymore, we have the side one, so it's at the side on your right hand side on there as you look at your phone. So to take a screenshot, you used to hold this up here and your home button, and it used to knock me silly. I'd be so annoyed with it because if you're taking a live video, right, so these are my boys getting their awards. Now if you hold on this, you're going to get this to be live. And what I used to do if I wanted to capture it in the middle of the live, I'd have to hold that, hold this. It would be a nightmare. Now Apple have came up with a most genius thing where you screenshot using this button and the volume up button. And there's your screenshot, so you can be using your other finger, which I can't do so I'm holding the camera, to hold this and make that live, and you can take a picture of it. Now that's something very, very small, but to me it's very important. Okay, so the next one is how to add to the control center. The control center you bring down by holding this, which I've just talked about before, bringing it down, and this is just shortcuts to all the things you need to put up your brightness, putting off your Wi-Fi, etc. So all of these things are little shortcuts, and I love having them there. So you can record your own screen, you could search for a QR code, like so. So it's fantastic. Now to do that, you just pop onto settings, and you go down control center, you click on that and you customize controls, and then you can add whatever you want into what I've just showed you. So the rest that I haven't added in, you could change text size with a shortcut, stopwatch, notes, guided access, Apple remote, accessibility shortcuts. I like these shortcuts, so I've kept those ones, and those are added into my control center. Okay, and next function that you can do, and this can be useful if you want to show somebody how to get onto something on your phone and somebody's maybe a little bit confused. So you say, oh, I'm going to send you me doing it. So if you want to record your screen, so you bring down into the control center and then it's here. Now if you follow the steps before, you'll see that you can add this to your control center, and you press that button there and it's giving you a countdown. Now it is recording your screen, so it's been recording everything here, and you can see that it is by popping onto here, and you will have it in red. So that's to let you know that that is recording. So it's recording my screen. So everything we do, so popping onto Instagram, it will have recorded this. So if we press on this button up the top, ask it to stop, it will then say screen recording video is saved to photos. And so now we can go onto our photos and we can get off that one, the bottom. And then this is the screen recording that we have just taken. So it will show you everything that we've done. And we left it on this one for a while. So yeah, that's a really good function to use. Okay, another cool function that I have really enjoyed using is the lock keyboard so that you can move your cursor around. Now this is really cool. Write a text to someone. So we'll write it to my mum. So I'm just going to get it. Okay, it's there for my mum. Right. Now I'm going to just write down something, anything. So as you can see, we've got this, and we want to change the F because I don't like the F. So you click on here, you hold it down, and it's become a trackpad. So now you can track it and take it to the F, and I'm going to leave it there, and then we can delete that F because we don't want it. Now this is just another cool little function that you can use, and I really like that. Now as you can see, my keyboard looks a bit odd. That is because I've put it onto the right hand side because I text with this finger. Now I don't like the keyboard being away over here because it's infuriating, so I like it better when it's pulled along. Now to do that, you pop onto settings, and then you would go to general, and you go down to keyboard, and one-handed keyboard is off, so you can put it to the left side or the right side. I like it on the right side, and that is it. And now if we go back to Mum's text, you'll find it's back to the right, and it's just so much easier to use your keyboard that way. Okay, this is another cool thing as well that they've added on the iPhone. So just say we are going on to Google, and I have just typed in Elvis, so we have lots of Google searches for Elvis. Now if you're way down, you scroll down, you just click on here and it takes you back up. How cool is that? So you're way down the bottom, the top, and it's back up. Should I just show you that one more time? So you're right down the bottom, click on the top, and you're there. And you can use that on anything. It's going to be used on anything. So if you're on Instagram and you have kept scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, but you want to get back to the home, but you don't want to scroll all the way back up, click that and you're back up the top, which is excellent. Okay, another good one is, and it's available on all iPhones, and it's not just available on an iOS12 or an iPhone 10, and that is your locking your notes. And you can lock your notes, which is so cool. So I've got quite a few sensitive notes in here, so I'll just get to the notes and then I'll bring you back. So you just click on notes and you can write a new note. So we'll just write something, anything, right? And then we're going to press done. After you've wrote what you need to write, so such as passwords or anything that's a bit private, or just your daily thought that you want to keep private, you click on this one up the top and you lock your note. That is your note locked. And then you can, I didn't have my face up there so I wouldn't have seen that, but it will lock your note, and you can then only access it with your face, or if you've got a phone before the iPhone 10, you will unlock it with your fingerprint, and that's what I did with my iPhone SE. I unlocked with my fingerprint, and I think it's a fabulous thing, and I have a few locked notes with passwords and things that I don't want anybody to know. I only want myself to know. So it's a really good thing, and I would definitely recommend it if you're using the note section. Okay, the next one is really tricky to do because I can't let it see my face. Alright, now, I've just had a text from my husband. I call him Bubsy Malone. Now, this is a really cool function. So you get that there, and it doesn't let you see what the person's written. It now will say iMessage or Instagram or notification, and that is so cool. So before, you would see what anybody had written to you, and it was never ever private. So if you got a text and you wanted to keep it private, anybody could see on that screen. It now doesn't let you see it. It will just say iMessage. Now look how cool this is when it sees your face. Now it's unlocked, and look, it comes up. So the minute it sees your face and it knows that it's you, it will unlock the message and show you here, so you don't need to zoom back in. So now it's locked it, and there it is. I just think that is so cool. So if you don't want to answer it and you're like, oh, it's not very important text, it's only kisses, I'll just leave it now. But if you then have used your face and you can see that it is an important text, you can then just open it up and pop on into the text and answer it, which I think is a really cool function and really good for privacy. So yeah, well done Apple on that one. I like it.
My channel, comment below, press the bell button, thumbs up, thank you.